Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. This one is going to be doing a channel update, talking about a couple Walking Dead videos coming up pretty soon, and also going to be talking about Judith from the Walking Dead television series. So, I want to do a video just talking about Judith real quick, because this is something that I've heard a lot of people talking about ever since we've seen the 6-year time jump after, of course, the departure of Rick Grimes, of course. So, people have been all over the place when it comes to Judith's character. A lot of people really like Judith's character, but a lot of people, you know, they're not trusting that she's going to survive a few more seasons. So, I want to break down some stuff about Judith. I also want to break down some stuff about Lauren Cohan, who is the actress who plays Maggie in The Walking Dead, and I also want to talk about just a few other things, just briefly for The Walking Dead. So basically like a Walking Dead update. So first thing I want to mention is we are going to be getting a third Walking Dead spinoff, and we've gotten confirmation now that that is going to start in 2020, along with the Rick Grimes movies. So, that's really, really cool. We have no idea what this third series is going to be about yet, but either way, it looks like it's going to be, it sounds like it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to have to see, you know, if it's a better series than Fear. Probably, to be honest. They've probably learned their lesson when it comes to how Fear turned out, and they're probably going to have to kind of redo that kind of type of series, and they're probably going to try to make a better version of Fear, is what I'm assuming. So, in terms of Fear the Walking Dead, and in terms of this third spinoff, third series for The Walking Dead, second spinoff, I like the idea as long as they don't, you know, go too out of control with the franchise, because I feel like 3 series and then the movie is already kind of enough, especially because you also have the comic, and, you know, you have tons of video games out there too. And they're probably going to release other Walking Dead video games eventually. So, I personally am fine with this. I don't really think Walking Dead needs to add anything else. And I feel like these 3 series, you know, the original series, Fear, and this new series should be fine. I don't think we should get another spinoff. Unless one of them gets canceled, which is probably going to end up being Fear, let's be honest. So, we don't even know what this third spinoff of The Walking Dead is going to be about. We just don't know yet. That is yet to be announced, but it sounds like it actually might be a full new story, new group of survivors. If that's where they're going with it, I really hope it's better than Fear, because, I mean, you guys know how Fear turned out, really. So, anyway, so there's that. Now, another thing I did hear recently is that Fear the Walking Dead is going to take a story from The Walking Dead, and it's not related to Dwight, by the way, and it's going to be somehow a story from Walking Dead that's nothing to do with Dwight that is going to connect into Season 5 of Fear. So, what could that be? Could it be maybe the helicopter people that took Rick? Could we see maybe their group, you know, or something to do with Rick and Fear? Because if Rick is in Fear, to me, if Rick Grimes is in Fear the Walking Dead, I feel like, personally, Fear at least has a bit of a chance, you know? However, do I want to see Rick in Fear? No, I don't. I personally would rather see Andrew Lincoln just in The Walking Dead and have that be it. I don't even really need these Rick movies at all. But if that's the only way we're going to get to see Rick, then yes, I do want these Rick movies. But honestly, you know, if we can't see Rick in the original series, movies are fine. I don't really need to see Fear have Rick Grimes, you know. Rick Grimes and Fear, I feel like, is kind of, it would take away from the cast of Fear, because everybody would care about Rick, and they would start to not care about anybody else in Fear. And Fear would have more of an advantage over The Walking Dead, because then you have Morgan, you have Dwight, and you have Rick. So, plus add on some of those characters that people really like in Fear. Fear would then become the series, and Walking Dead, the original series, would be like the B series. They would switch places if Rick was in Fear. So, in terms of what storyline is going to go from The Walking Dead and go into Fear in Season 5, and it says it's not related to Dwight, I don't know, but honestly, if it's the helicopter group, I don't think we'll see Rick. I just don't think so. Also, because in Fear right now, we don't know this or not, because we don't know if they skipped some time from season 4 to season 5. But we do know that by the time that we're at in Fear right now, probably back at that time that we're in at the beginning of season 5 of Fear, Rick is probably still at Alexandria, because you gotta remember, after All Out War, they skipped a year and a half. So, I mean, really, I think Rick is still with our group when we're seeing these episodes of season 5 of Fear. So yeah, I mean, because I don't think Fear skipped like a year. Between season 4 and season 5, they don't look like they skipped a year. I could be wrong. I'm sure they maybe skipped a little bit, but I don't think they skipped enough time so Rick can be in the helicopter group, and Rick can be in Fear, and in season 5 we'll see Rick at some point, and it'll be this big thing. I just don't see that happening, and we're gonna have to see. I mean, if Rick is in Fear, okay, if Rick Grimes is in Fear, I will definitely watch it, and I will watch it twice, because it's Rick. But if Rick is not in Fear, and it's another story from The Walking Dead that's gonna go into Fear, that's not related to Dwight, is the news, then, okay, cool. We'll just have to see what it is. But if it's the helicopter group, if Rick is not part of it, that's fine. If it's before they even capture Rick. So, that's just my thoughts on it. But, yeah, I figured I would kind of talk about that just briefly for the video. So, of course, tomorrow we also have The Plague. I just want to mention that, too, for people that watch The Plague. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a review for The Plague, Season 4, Episode 5. So don't forget to catch that, of course, at probably like 9 o'clock-ish. So, yeah. Now, another thing I want to mention, and it is the topic of the video, it is the thumbnail of the video. Some people have been wondering what are my thoughts on this in terms of Judith. Now, in terms of Judith, a lot of people have been wondering, man, they've been killing off a lot of main characters that you really think are safe. They killed off Carl in Season 8, Maggie's gone, Rick is gone, and they killed Henry just when you think he's taking Comic Carl's storyline with Lydia, right? So, in terms of Judith in the series, she is pretty much survived her comic, death, because basically in the comics, Laurie gives birth, and she actually survives, but the governor kills both Laurie and the baby with the tank, which is a brutal scene. Brutal, just a brutal, page. I remember when Judith and Laurie got just blown to pieces. It was really, really crazy. So, for people that read the comics, you know what I'm talking about. But Judith has survived way longer, and she's basically, 10 years old, 10, 11 years old now. And she has, the hat, she has the gun, she has the sword, and she is basically one of our lead, younger people on the show, I'd say. So, since Carl and Henry and all them, they're not here now anymore. So, in terms of, the character of Judith, I do think she will survive, but a lot of people have been asking me this, and that's why I kind of wanted to address it in the video, because they have been killing off a lot of kids in the series. I view Judith as a character that would be in the series in season, 15 if we got to it. Because maybe we will, but if they can keep up this quality. But if Judith is in season, think about it. If Judith survives a few more years in season 15 or 16, if we get there, I think that's going to be cool, because it's that would mean that we would get to see Judith grow up to be my age, what I'm at right now, because I'm 14, almost 15 now. And it's that's what I'd like to see Judith, get to, is the age, my age, 14 or 15, a teenager type age. And I think that'd be cool, because then she could take Comic Carl's storyline. Maybe she could have her own little love triangle with two boys or something. I don't know. But I really think that they really could use Judith's character a lot in the next couple years. They could really give her a lot of the Comic Carl storylines in the next, in a few years, once she gets to about 12, 13, 14 years old. And we could see something really, really cool maybe with Judith taking some of Comic Carl's storylines, since Henry now also can't take it. Now both Carl and Henry are dead, so literally Judith has to age maybe a few more years, and then they can give her maybe some of Comic Carl's storylines with maybe a love triangle or something with two boys or something. So yeah, because I think that would be cool. I would really like to see Judith grow up to be about my age in the show. So then at that point, we could see her really become, like, maybe one of the main characters of the series. Because she is a little bit right now, but I feel like in a few years, once Judith, the actress, grows up a few more years, she could really become a main character for the series. And if Melissa McBride wants to leave eventually, and maybe if we ever see it, Norman Reedus leave The Walking Dead, which it doesn't sound like he's going to, but Judith could become the main character of The Walking Dead, because she's a character that's, technically Judith is a Season 1 character, right? Yeah. I mean, people have said that. Technically, Judith is a Season 1 character. I mean, technically, she's in the first season in a way, you know? So, okay, bad joke. But anyway, so I'm just saying, I feel like Judith in a few years, she could really become a character that we could see for a while. And I feel like I said, in a few years, she could become one of the main characters of The Walking Dead. She kind of already is. But, I think, like I said, once she grows up a few more years, definitely Judith could be a character that they could use a lot for some of the stuff with, Carl. Like I said, Carl has a love triangle with two girls in the comic. Maybe in the TV show, Judith can have a love triangle with, like, two boys or something. I don't know. They could do something really cool with Judith and just have her be a forefront character for the series mainly. So, just a bit of a Walking Dead update for today. Just want to kind of let you guys know that's some of the stuff that we have recently for The Walking Dead. Tomorrow night, of course, we're going to be doing the review for Episode 5 of The Plague, and of course, predictions for Episode 6 for Anthony's last episode, probably on Thursday. And then we'll see Friday if we can get back to The Walking Dead content, and then, of course, we also have Game of Thrones coming up. So, I'll just say Walking Dead videos are going to start to become, after about today there, Walking Dead videos will not be every day now, because we got Game of Thrones, we got The Plague, we got all this stuff. So Walking Dead videos are still going to be here. They are still going to be existent. It's just they won't be as often because the show is not on. And I've almost covered almost all of my topics after the finales. So, just a bit of a Walking Dead update for you guys for today. What do you guys think, of course, about all this stuff? Judith, with, her surviving. Do you guys think we could see Judith survive until, like, she's, like, my age in the show, like 14, 15? If we get to, like, season 14 or 15, something like that. I think that would be really, really cool to see. And I'm super excited to see what they do with Judith in the TV series. She's not in the comics, so that's really exciting. But again, neither is Daryl or Carol. So everything's different. Michonne's leaving, which did not happen in the comics. So season 10 is going to be very different. We're going to have to see what they do with Judith. What storyline do you think is going to be in Fear that connects to the original Walking Dead television series? Because we do know that's coming. Do you think Rick will be in Fear somehow? I've heard that theory a few times, like I said. So, I mean, it's possible. I don't... If you're going to have Rick in Fear and he's going to be in the movies, how on earth did he not have enough time to be in the original series? That's just what I don't get. So, I don't know. I feel like Rick being in Fear would actually make a lot of people angry. So, because people don't like Fear, and then they might have to catch up on Fear just to see what Rick's up to, you know? So, it's really, for me, I really don't think that Rick will be in Fear, but if the theory is true that Rick somehow will be included in Fear Season 5 here with the helicopter group, oh man, that's going to be really messed up in terms of just the whole genre itself. I don't know how I feel about that. And also, I don't know if Fear is at the same timeline of when Rick left in the first place. So, there is that, of course. But, and then, of course, also all the stuff with, just the series overall, and really excited to see just what happens with The Walking Dead in the next couple years. And also, Lauren Cohen's new series, Whiskey Cavalier, is not doing good in ratings, and apparently, from what I've heard, I was watching Movie Idol the other day. Big shout out to him. He's an awesome Walking Dead YouTuber. Does a lot of Walking Dead videos, Game of Thrones. Go check out Movie Idol if you haven't. Subscribe to him. But, he was doing a video a couple days ago, and he was talking about how, Maggie's new series, we are going to find out, because the ratings are not doing good right now for Whiskey Cavalier, that we are going to actually get to see the news in May, whether it's going to be canceled because there's not enough people watching Whiskey Cavalier on ABC, or if they're going to do a season 2. So we'll find that out pretty soon as well. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and of course, I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the review of The Plague. And of course, if you're new, check out all my Game of Thrones videos, all my videos on The Plague, my videos on The Walking Dead, some on Fear if you're interested. But if you're interested in any of these shows I just listed, of course, subscribe to the channel. We are almost at 500 subscribers here. You guys are absolutely amazing, and it's really because of you guys that the channel is still here at this moment. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.